Hello, my name is Carl Miller. I am a member at the Midwest Video Game Museum. Today I am going to give you a brief history about the Atari Lynx. The Atari Lynx is an 8-bit handheld game console that was released by the Atari Corporation in October of 1989 in North America. The console would also release in Europe and in Japan, but that would be in 1990. The Lynx would cost $179.99 American dollars when it would release worldwide. The history of the Atari Lynx starts in 1986 when two former Amiga designers, R.J. Mickle and Dave Needle, had been asked at a lunch by the former manager at Amiga, David Morris, if they could come up with a design for a portable gaming system. Morris now worked at Epix, which was a game software company that had a recent string of hit games. Morris's son had asked him if it was possible to make a portable gaming console, which prompted the lunch visit with Mickle and Needle to discuss the idea. Morris convinced both men to start developing a game console like this, and both men were hired at the company to be part of the design team. Planning and design of the console began in 1986. It was completed in 1987. The console was called the Handy during this time period. Epix first showed the Handy system at the Winter Consumer Electronics Show in January of 1989. Facing financial difficulties, Epix sought out partners. Eventually they would end up working with the Atari Corporation. Atari and Epix agreed that the Atari Corporation would handle production and marketing while Epix would handle software development. Once the deal was made, Atari would make some changes on the Lynx, which would basically be just changing the internal speaker and removing the thumbstick on the control pad before release. Alright, so the Atari Corporation would then eventually show the Lynx to the press at the summer of the 1989 CES show, and it was called the Portable Color Entertainment System at the beginning of the show. However, by the end of the show, the console was called the Lynx. Alright, so when the Lynx actually came out to markets around the world, it did really well in North America and Europe. The console itself came in second place. It beat out the Sega Game Gear and the Turbo Express, and came only in second to the very popular Nintendo Game Boy. However, as time went on, the Game Gear's library would get larger and the Lynx would remain stagnant, which would cause the Game Gear and Sega to overtake it, being in second place. However, Atari in 1990 would try to fix that by creating the Lynx 2. The Lynx 2 was just a souped-up version of the Lynx with better lighting and better sound and better battery life. However, even though the Lynx 2 would become very popular, it would not be able to push Sega back into third place. The results of this stagnation and popularity of the other consoles is that the company Atari would abandon the ideas for any more games or ideas with the Atari Lynx in 1995 to concentrate on the Atari Jaguar. The reason why Atari did this is because the console was shifting from handhelds to home console market. In 1996, Atari would eventually shut down its internal game development in general. There are a few reasons why the Atari Lynx is important. The first reason is that the console is the first handheld console with color games. It is the first one ever to have color in it. The second reason why the console is important is because it is Atari's first cartridge-based handheld console. Before the Lynx, Atari did make some little handheld consoles, but they were not cartridge-based, so this was the first console to ever do that. A final reason why this console is historically accurate is because it's one of the only ambidextrous consoles out there. So if you take a look at the picture that's in this video, you can see that it looks like you could flip it upside down, and that is correct. You can flip an Atari Lynx upside down. So if you're left-handed or just prefer playing it the other way, you can play games in that fashion. There are not very many consoles that are able to do that. And these reasons are why the Atari Lynx is a very important and historically important console. Thank you.